Ladies and gentlemen, yes, welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I am your grateful host. And in studio with me, Q Money Magic Man. What's up, Q Dog?
Another beautiful day in Acadiana.
That's what I'm talking about, and beyond. Also, I got my dear buddy over here kicking it with me in the first hour, Mr. Keith Kishbaugh. What's up, Kish?
Hoorah! Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
We were talking, we got to bring the guitar next time, man.
Yeah, we'll jam. We'll play Father Gary's favorite song, We Will Serve the Lord.
I love it. I've heard you talk about that a lot. I love it. Hey, guys, man, we're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. I want to see you over there at Rumble. Go to rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show, and you can check us out. Man, let's dive right into it. So I hear there's a speech tonight.
Is there?
Who's
wait a minute. The Democrats ain't going to be there.
Well, that's what I was. I got
Nancy
a little.
Pelosi, do I turn the page forward? Well, at least she won't be tearing up the speech this time, but.
Yeah. Well, y'all remember that? Scenes from the past.
The arrogance from the Marxists.
I mean, come on. Chewing gum up there. I'm kidding. Well, she would do that a lot. That's okay. So, yes, the State of the Union's tonight. As Kish said, so there's a growing number of House and Senate Democrats that they said they would rather be anywhere else.
We can send them to Iran.
Or at least in one of those aircraft carriers.
Iran, so they can spend 24 hours there if they don't get shot. Maybe they'll better appreciate the patriotism of our president and our military and fade away from Marxism. Because that's what you call it. You're generous. You call them a Democrat Party. Dude, I'm 70 years old. I'm telling you right now, that ain't no Democrat Party.
Well, if you think about it, big centralized government. Government is the answer, even though government's creating the problems. And what they tell you how to think, they tell you what not to think. They don't want you believing in a higher power. They want to be the higher power.
The only thing we're not doing, Josh, is burning books. Hitler, 201.
Oh, it's more than that example.
Yes.
You know, but that's a good point. I'm curious. You know, you mentioned Iran. I don't know. I don't think the Ayatollah has a legislative branch. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if they do, I'm sure it's a puppet, and I'm sure we wouldn't see any of this. Could y'all imagine if Saddam had one of his little folks defect? We're not going to a speech, boy.
Well, you're not going to anything else either.
That was your last statement.
No.
That was you. That was the hill you died on.
You know, Hakeem Jeffries, if I can interject.
Yeah.
And I was really, truly thinking about this today when I heard his name.
I've
never seen a real picture of Satan. But I'm telling you, have you ever looked at that guy? He looks so evil.
That ain't right.
I'm not saying he is Satan.
You talking about Hakeem Jeffries? You think he's...
Hakeem.
You think, but you didn't call him the devil. He just looks like the devil.
Yeah.
Is that okay? All right. Well,
Where's he from? I never looked.
He always seems like. I'm telling you guys, I am the worst. I have to insulate myself when I hire people. I see the good in everybody. I am the worst interviewer. You can do that? That's great. So I have to. So to me, I'm looking like, well, we just disagree. Seems like a nice guy.
Actually, I was thinking also today that Hakeem Jeffries makes Biden look like a saint.
Well, so okay, Kish, man, I need to hear more on this. You just have it out for Hakeem Jeffries? See, maybe I
have it out for people who hate my country. That you know, my grandfather spent 20 years in the Marine Corps. My dad went in the Marine Corps at 16. Spent 30 years in the Marine Corps. I was in the PLC program for 3 years. That's what I hate. I hate anti-American rhetoric. You know,
bingo.
And there's a reason why Trump's approval rating is 44% right now, because of all that rhetoric.
Yeah, and when it's fed, I mean, you can say, oh, well, people ignore it, but yeah, when it's fed 100%, 90% of the time, 95% of the time,
communist media. You know, years ago, CNN to me was the Communist National Network. Okay, really, it is. And then that Joy Reid, that's pure communist.
Man, what happened? Or maybe she... No, that something happened with the Democrat Party, and we see it with this faction. That there's like a fork in the road of kooky left, and then I'm just going to still be a Democrat. Joy went off the deep end.
And I want to be clear, it's not our local grassroots Democrats.
Yeah.
There's plenty of good Democrats around Lafayette and Louisiana. It's the national party. They're all in together. It's a cabal. You know, they're all getting rich. I mean, look at Elon I bit my tongue. Look at Elon.
Yeah.
$30 million. Look at Pelosi. What, $250 million?
Yeah, but it's all about like see your net worth before you go in and after you leave office. I want to know someone. Tell me your net worth before you go into office.
Well, it's public.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm maybe a little sensitive, but but yeah.
I mean, actually, I think your net worth was a lot higher before you went into public service. And now you got to spend, what, $200,000 to defend yourself?
Hey, we forgive, we pray, we thank God for the many blessings.
You're a better Christian than me, buddy. But I grew up in New York City, so I had to fight all my life.
Yeah, you were born with a knife in your hand, like slicing and dicing, protect you. Yeah. Did you ever, what do you think about the gentleman over there that always runs for mayor with the beret? What's his name?
He's the head of the Angels.
Yeah.
I think that he overdoes it. He's a good guy, respect what he does, but he runs every time. Like for the last 100 years, he's run for mayor.
And you know, this last time, how hard was it for President Trump to? I mean, he's like, vote for Cuomo. I know. Just he's the best one that could beat Mondani. And I have a like, if the Angels guy, and I'm so sorry, I know if you tell me his name, it's a different.
On the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, but look, he's out of that race.
Guardian Angels, by the way, if you're not following us.
Yes.
Oh, I can see his face.
But Sliva, something like that. Anywho, if he was not in that race, I don't know if it makes a difference. I think it does.
He should have dropped out. I was very disappointed he didn't drop out, and definitely it affected the race.
Yes.
Yeah.
Curtis Silva.
Yes.
Yes.
Sliwa, very good pronunciation of Sliwa.
Thank you.
Yeah. In the hizzy.
Quentin's overeducated, man.
Man, he's way, way above his pay grade over there. I promise you that.
I'm just a college dropout from Krotz Springs, Louisiana.
A smart man. Smart man. All right, so look, we're going to take a tiny little break. Hey, maybe we talk about the State of the Union. Maybe we talk about something else. Who knows? Stick around. It's going to be great.
Hoorah.
back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are also broadcasting live on rumble.com. Rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. Man, this segment brought to you by my boys over there at Kishbach Construction. I know them all. I know the head guy right here.
Who?
I'm telling you, he's a real good guy. You should hang out with him. Keith Kishbach, good American patriot.
I remember that guy. He just started up his business 49 years ago.
It's an upstart. It's if you can look past the inexperience of 49 years.
Right.
Hey guys,
Hey,
I can
thank
tell you,
goodness for YouTube. That's all I can say.
dude, that is so funny. That is so. You know, there's somebody up there on a roof. Hold on now. Where's this angle that has to go?
And how do you use a tape measure?
Exactly.
YouTube it.
Hey, but on a serious note, we do appreciate Kishbach Construction in its official capacity supporting the show, but I appreciate you, my dear friend, for your friendship, your brotherhood, and for what you do to help out a whole bunch of folks in this community. You don't get enough credit, so I appreciate you.
Amen. You know, my favorite saying is,
Yep.
you can't buy love, you can't buy respect, you can't buy grace, but you can earn it.
Poof.
Oof. Hurt me.
That's hey, let's go to man. I mean, I think we said what we need to say about the Democrat Party in Washington on the State of the Union. I will say that I can have a few thoughts on this. You know, they're having this counter State of the Union, which is now the new thing, I guess. It's called the People's State of the Union. It's going to be near the Lincoln Memorial. You got your players over there, Ed Markey, Jeff Merkley, Chris Murphy, Tina Smith, all the crew. Can go on and on and on. What do you think they're going to talk about their little State of the Union?
Legalize marijuana. I mean, so seriously, since you opened the door,
Yes.
I'm
On what?
look. I'm gonna be 70 years old in July. Yes, I know I don't look it, but thank you for that.
Yes.
But I'm just not understanding what's going on. I mean, I look at, doesn't matter if Trump is a Democrat, Republican, Independent, Muslim, whatever it is. Look at all the accomplishments he's done since he's been in office. So how is he at 44%? Is it the communist media? Is it just the ignorance out there? And that's not a bad word. Ignorance is defined as lack of knowledge. You can't even count. We could count up to maybe 100 of the great things he's done since he's been in office. Securing a border is one of them, right?
Just look at the stats on the border. I mean, the zero release in how many months in a row? You know,
interest rates are down 2 points. When
Yes.
when Biden was in, my Ford 250, it cost me $160 to fill it. You know what? $90 to fill it up now. Okay, that's $70.
I did that.
Wait, did I get that math right? $70 twice a week. If my math is right, I was always good in basic math. That's $140 times that by 4.
Yeah.
Is that
It's a lot.
560?
560.
Thank you. I was struggling there for a minute.
You know, I went to law school, not math school.
$560 a month. I got a raise.
Yeah, you did.
I could
You
buy a
did,
boat.
and so many other people did. And I will say, you know, look from a business standpoint. All right, 500 saving here, 200 saving there. You know, it all adds up, and that trickles down. And that you know, if I say trickle down, then that
Since-
triggers some kind of thing from
Since
the
he got
80s.
in, guess what? We can afford eggs now.
That's true.
So why isn't it out there? That's what blows my mind.
More so, I have a better question. I saw an establishment here in town. It's been here now for about 7 years, I would imagine. And I don't want to call them out, but on the outside of the business, it's in neon lights what the price of eggs are. It's fixed. And I never understood why they did that. I never understood why they did that then and then never changed it. It's the same price. And there's no way it's the same price.
Well, maybe they were getting people. Is it the grocery store?
Yes.
Well, that's how you get people in. Have
But-
something cheap.
Yeah, but do you think they kept their eggs at the price they?
Well, maybe the neon sign is broke.
That's fair. Hey,
We're having
let's
fun.
yeah. Oh, I do want. like, okay, so the Democrat Party in Washington has evolved, I guess. I mean, last
has.
year, yeah, we had, I
But-
mean, think about it. We had Mean Al Green up there, you know what I'm saying, with his cane. Oh, you be quiet up there. But he didn't realize the microphones weren't on him, so all you saw was him just, you know. So, I mean, poor Speaker Johnson looks so awkward up there. He's probably cringing like, this guy is embarrassing our country. What the heck? Embarrassing himself. But now, you know, I guess they've evolved because now from the Mean Al Green episode, don't be so mean, Al Green. Jeez. Removed by the Sergeant of Arms. Y'all have to remember that.
That's my job.
I know it. Hey, you mess around the Florida Lee Republican women. You see what happened with Al Green?
Or the State Central Committee. I'm both.
You Sergeant of Arms there?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Hey,
I
Central.
get to tell senators to be quiet or go outside.
That's right. Well, your job will be busy then.
I do it professionally, though. Very respectful on the first time.
You ever-
The second time, I drag them out. No, I'm just kidding.
You ever you ruined it for him. I was going to ask you if you ever roughed one of them up. You know, it's like, I am going to talk.
Not in front of the cameras.
If he told you, he'd have to wipe you out. Man, but this is kind of silly. That whole thing, you know, the whole counter State of the Union. I don't understand it. I don't think many people
Well,
do.
the only thing missing for the Democrats is Bad Bunny.
We talked about Bad Bunny last time Kish was on,
But
and I
that's
had
all they're
no
missing.
clue that
And then he can transfer his Spanish into English, and then all the people watching can learn new curse words.
See, you said that. Hey, shout out to Big Tip. Sorry. Shout out to Joe Biden's lost memory, too. All you guys over there. Go check us out at rumble.com, The Josh Guillory Show. Man, you can check us out on our other pages as well, my X page at Josh Guillory USA. Let's change topics. White House. Playing a little hardball with the whole DHS thing, DHS shutdown. Now.
Well, but the ICE agents are paid through, I think,
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that, Kish. Yeah, they're carved out. But let's talk about how we're here. Correct me if I'm wrong, Q. 7 Senate Republicans?
Yep.
7 Senate Republicans, or why we are here. 7 Republicans, period, said that they would rather defund the Department of Homeland Security than go along with Trump's plan. It is mind-boggling. Could you imagine after September 11th, after the Department of Homeland Security is created, could you imagine a Republican of all people saying, I'm not going to fund the Department of Homeland Security because, you know, it's just principle.
RHINO. I mean, come on. No true
They're just
American
confused.
Republican, conservative, American patriot would do anything like that. I mean, the Secret Service is going without pay right now, but I think Elon's going to take care of that.
Probably. I think 90%, if I'm not mistaken.
If I was worth 800 billion. Yes. Almost, he's going to be the first trillionaire.
Right. What do you do with all that money?
Well, you put it in the bank and draw $100 million a month interest.
$100 million a month?
Yes.
Jeez.
Interest.
I just take $1 million a month.
See, you're greedy. I'd do 500.
All right, 500,000. I'll take 500. Well, I was going to limit it at like 5 months. All right, let's go. Let's talk about this, though. So the Department of Homeland Security, just so everybody knows, it is shut down, and it's dragging into week 2. A lot of folks don't realize that, you know. Now, the White House has decided, apparently, to apply some pressure. This happens. So if you look around, global entry, that's been suspended. Saw that. This is going to get to people. TSA pre-check is threatened. About to be real. I've never gone through that.
I can't imagine a thing to slow airports down more, because the entire basis of pre-check was to reduce line time wait at the outset of TSA, and instead no one signed up for it, so we ended up with long lines, tons of marketing, finally get some people to subscribe, and now it's like, nope, it's just closed.
Man, you ain't kidding. Look at this though. FEMA pausing non-emergency recovery work. We saw that. Airport escorts for lawmakers have been canceled. I'm telling you.
I love that, by the way.
It's about to be real.
I love that.
I didn't think that.
Now they got to get frisked, too.
The escorts would go around it.
Yes. Yeah.
Man.
They had privilege.
You act like you
Now
act
they
like you
actually
can
have
trust on
to
them.
look at their purse, take off their shoes.
Well, I'm just saying.
Hey, before we forget, running back to the speech tonight, State of the Union.
Yes.
Guess who's going to be there?
Who?
The true American, all-American United States hockey team.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Hey, have y'all seen that picture with the guy that took a high stick
Yeah.
to the teeth and his flags up? They're just proud to be Americans, man. Both the women and the men's hockey team.
And his dentist is going to replace that free.
Man, he's going to autograph it in the inside. Let's go to a tiny little break, man. When we get back, it's going to be hot and heavy, and I can't wait.
World.org or call 1-866-7.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Let me see you over there at Rumble. Rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show, and we will love to see you right there. Get that app chat rocking. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, guys, let me tell y'all about my friends over there at C-Safe, man. If you need some FRP products, go to my people over there, you know, in the harshest conditions out there. C-Safe delivers. SEA just like the ocean. And the cool thing about it, all those products manufactured right here in our backyard. Right here in Acadiana by American workers. C-Safe. SEA just like the ocean. Go check them out, csafe.com.
Hoorah.
Yeah. I love it. Tell my boy Clay hello. Love him. Love all the crew. So, Democrats in Washington, they're not happy, though. They're not happy about it. They're not happy. They're not happy at all. They're furious and calling the Republicans bullies. Did y'all see that? They say all of this that Trump, actually they call Trump a bully because he said all you're doing is punishing air travelers. Well, okay. Let's just pause for a moment, shall we? You blocking the funding for an agency where it's 90% essential workers is absurd.
So that's how twisted the Democratic Party has become, and that's how twisted 80% of our media has come.
Yes. Right. And it's you know,
and how
it's
do we
more
beat that back?
shows like this, podcasts, the microbreweries. That's what I call them, because the mainstream guys nationally are just, it's the same problem like in government. It's too centralized, too big. Man, those bureaucrats in those cubicles telling everybody what to think on these major broadcasts, other than the Josh Guillory Show, of course, is just just ridiculous. Anywho, let's keep going. So here's the core fight, because the White House says, man, this is just reality. You know, if funding lapses, services, they have to tighten. That's kind of what you do in your household, kind of what you do in your business. But here's the core fight. Democrats on the Hill, they want reforms to ICE. Oh, you know, real good reforms like unmasking mass agents. The party of masking babies wants to unmask ICE? That is beautiful. You can't write. That is poetic. That is impressive. They want tighter warrant requirements. I want tighter warrant requirements all around on some of these things. I don't trust the government, but that's just me. No, but where they're going at, that's not in good faith. That's going to hurt Americans, and we know that. They claim that they want tighter warrant requirements. What they want is to politicize the warrant requirement, and that is not okay. They claim they want more oversight. They say that's all conditioned on funding. And, you know, Republicans on Capitol Hill say they're red lines. Okay, well, again, ICE, I'm seeing over here, they're insulated. You said that last segment.
Yeah,
they got 75 million.
Well, Democrats want to,
billion.
you know, and I go back to, I'm trying to remember the officer that was stupid enough to put his knee, even though George Floyd was going to die anyway because he had enough fentanyl in him to kill 2 elephants. But when the officer had his knee on his neck, that told the world that a cop murdered George Floyd. And he became a hero, okay? We won't mention that lightning actually struck and destroyed the monument for him. I will mention that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that happened. And they rebuilt it, of course. But anyway, the same thing happened with the 2 incidents with ICE, okay? The woman, Good, Miss Good.
This is in Minneapolis.
Trying to run over the ICE agent, who was already run over in a previous few months earlier.
That is, listen, I'm going to give you a doctrine that I might butcher. That's really good, isn't it? Broken egg skull doctrine. Maybe Google that. Broken egg skull doctrine. Let's see what that pulls up.
So the ICE agent shoots at the windshield, trying to save his life, happens to hit her in the face, and that's all they want to talk about is he shot her in the face. Now, she shouldn't have been there. I mean, look, I'm not going to face off with somebody that has a gun. Police officer pulls me over. I'm saying, yes, sir.
Last time I checked, the gun always wins, at least most of the time.
Unless you're a terrible shot, but that's pretty close range with 14 rounds.
That is.
And then you fast forward to now, I'm going to say this. The second incident, that shouldn't have happened. But still, they take those two and they blow it up like ICE agents. If you listen to the Democrats all the time, we have ICE agents going around terrorizing people, murdering our countrymen, 2 people. But they won't talk about the 80 to 100 plus innocent, most of them women, that have been raped or murdered or kidnapped by illegal immigrants.
And let's pause right there. That's not an insensitive statement either. That's a fact. And here's another fact. But for these illegal immigrants being here, those 82 victims literally would not have suffered, at least from them.
Right?
Like, you can't. Do you know I post things like that and people still disagree? Not most, but there's still people out there. Well, that's not true. Well, no, literally, if you can't agree on that, like if that person is not physically there to commit the crime, it literally would not happen. If you can't agree to that, well, then I don't know what the heck.
Well, and the common denominator is what? Illegals. Okay. It's real simple. Illegals.
Well, entering the country.
And most of them had, almost all of them had criminal records.
Well, that's a problem.
And then look, when you get comfortable and you don't think the law is coming after you, you feel like you can get away with anything.
Yep, I agree. Let's talk about the White House a little bit more. Let's talk about some pressure points, because I think, in this whole shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security, again, why any Republican on Capitol Hill, the Department of Homeland Security, it's just nuts. But Trump's putting some pressure. Air travel, people feel that, and it's these are cuts where you have to make cuts. I get that. But hey, if TSA agents or let's say air traffic controllers, if they start calling in sick in large numbers, delays are going to explode. We know what that happens, and then headlines follow.
Well, and the Democrats and the paid-for media is going to twist it, and it's going to be the Republicans' fault. It's going to be. That's why I call Akeem Jeffries like the devil.
Yeah, he's
such a liar.
Yeah, he is not. He's not getting a Christmas card from you. He's not getting the Kishba Construction Christmas card.
But I'd love to sit down and with the doors closed for a few minutes with him.
Man, y'all gonna walk out friends.
Well, one of us is gonna walk out.
Let's take a break on that. All right, guys.
Hey, I love my country, brother. I'm gonna fight for my country. I'm going down fighting.
Man, and I'm glad you said that about Team USA. Man, congrats to all our Olympians.
Hey, the second miracle.
So we can talk about that on the way back, when we get back, because let's.
See, you weren't around with the first miracle. You were just a baby.
Baby, I wasn't around. Period, boy. I'm a transgen. You don't remember that? Come on now, transgenerational. Don't get any crazy ideas. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back.
I watched it live.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Go check us out at rumble.com, rumble.com, the Josh Guillory Show. Very easy to find, absolutely. Hey, man, this segment brought to you by my friends over there at Stan's Auto for all of your automobile needs. Do what me and my family, my friends do. We go to Stan's Auto, Sterling, and all his crew over there. I'm telling you, they're going to take care of you. And pretty efficient. It's I tell them all the time, how are y'all so busy? I pull up with all these cars, and yet we're always pretty quick in and out. It's pretty impressive. So, hey, go check them out. Stan's
They got
Auto.
a good operation over there.
Yeah, it's the new location too in Iberia. If y'all are out there, my friends over there. That's what I'm saying.
Sterling.
You know what else is rock and rolling? Do you believe in miracles? Do you believe in miracles? They say it's do you believe in miracles times 2.
So many of you, I think including you and Quentin, were you born 1980?
No.
1980.
January
February
8th.
22nd, 1980.
Get out. It was not. Was it really February 22nd?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I mean,
Okay.
that's all. I don't forget. Look, I was watching it.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
You talk about patriotism.
Yeah.
We couldn't stop for an hour or two, just crazy. It was amazing. And look, that was a professional team, which was the Russians, against an amateur team.
Yep. And
True.
And a lot of folks don't realize that was just the semifinals. It wasn't even the finals. We still had to go win the gold medal.
Mm-hmm.
So
I had no idea.
Oh yeah. And if you watch interviews of the the Soviet hockey players in their interview, a few of them would say we would look across the ice and we were so amazed at just their joy and like their joy for winning and playing the game. You got to remember these guys were soldiers and they were. You will play hockey and you will play hockey well,
or you will never see the light of day.
Exactly.
We're talking about the Russians,
right? It was you will play.
I'm hoping these guys show up at the. There'll be enough seats because the Marxists won't be there.
All right,
at the State of the Union tonight.
Yeah, dude. Can the Congress folks and senators? Can y'all invite more people now? You got more seats.
And it was some of the communist media trying to say you don't need to go to that.
Look, man.
What women's team is not going because they have another schedule? Is it the?
This year, the women's hockey team.
Women's hockey team is not going because they had something pre-scheduled. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, the State of the Union?
Yeah, I'm saying like if you invite Keith Kishbaugh to the State of the Union, like you don't even have to finish that sentence.
Yeah,
I don't care what unless I was married, my wife would. Even if she was having a baby, I'd take her with me.
They have doctors there.
Yeah,
we got the best doctors. Yeah, so that's pretty
woke.
See, that's but that is pretty interesting. So let me ask this: is that what we're going to start doing now? We're going to have a State of the Union for the person in power, and then we're going to have a fake.
See, the Republicans are too respectful. They wouldn't do that because we got class.
I hope not.
No, we got class.
Yeah.
Okay, if I can interject,
please.
Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House. Okay.
All right.
Look at our Speaker of the House now, Johnson.
Yep.
Night and day.
That is true, and he made it pretty clear.
I mean, one of them has class. I'm not going to tell you which one. And one of them didn't get rich off of stock trades.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to go with the constitutional law attorney, Mike Johnson. I like Speaker Johnson. I had an issue with some of those spending bills last year. I have an issue with probably every spending bill that comes out of Washington, to be fair. And I think most Americans would be appalled by what Washington is spending money on. But anywho, look, we're going to start this topic. Let's just say this, Kish. What do you think? I mean, you got Iran over here. You know, we're going to cover it in more detail in the next hour. But man, what's your just overall thoughts on what's happening over there? Because you have some connection with some of your family.
We have family there, but no, I've been praying for a month for Trump to go in and just wipe out the Revolutionary Guard, get rid of that blank fake religious leader. Who just indiscriminately murders people. You know the numbers now? They're talking about 100,000 deaths.
That's crazy.
You know, and that comes from pretty reliable sources. But I would just love it if during the State of the Union he says we're in Iran just blistering the Revolutionary Guard. We found the Ayatollah 400 feet underground in a bunker with a pacifier. Look, I really am praying because, these people are suffering. Someone's got to take care of business. Someone's got to help them.
And Kish, these are like civilians. I mean, think about this, and how brave.
They want freedom.
Yes.
They want the American dream. Come to America legally. Come get the American dream.
Absolutely. And it's beautiful, and it's such a compliment. I will say that there's such a desire to come our country. We have to build walls to keep people out, whereas back in the day when these communist regimes had to build walls to keep them in.
I can tell you one country wish they would have built walls.
What's that?
The UK.
Yeah.
Man,
have y'all seen
that place is in trouble with the Muslims.
Well, just the I don't know about the Muslims, Kish.
The radical Muslims.
The radical,
I'm
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Not
radical,
the good people Muslims.
Yeah, no,
no, I got plenty of friends that are Muslims, but the radicals.
Yeah, radical Islamic terrorists, absolutely. And you got to say what it is. I mean, because that's what it is. It's a group that has radicalized a religion to promote evil. That's what it is. Yeah. There is no other way to say that. Evil is evil, and it comes in many forms.
Like Hakeem Jeffries.
So he's going tonight, though. There's no way. He has to go.
He loves the spotlight,
Yeah.
man. He's an attention, you know what.
He's been doing some stuff with his shades on outside. Y'all saw that? It's cool, Hakeem.
Just to hide his evil eyes.
You think there's some fire back there?
Yeah.
Behind the little glasses?
Look, he convinces me I don't want to go to hell, okay? Because I don't want to see him.
I just don't know
rest of my
what the
eternity.
heck are y'all gonna what are you gonna accomplish out there? Like you're doing at the Lincoln Memorial, where what you have
Attention.
but silly attention. Like you have a response.
You know what's worse than that is there's actually going to be media covering it.
Yeah.
Like what MSNBC is now what?
But
They're so bad they had to change their name.
What are they? MS Now?
Wait, they changed their name?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
something now. Not to be confused with the Wow channel. That's my girl Oprah. Anywho. Hey guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Just a tiny little break. My boy Keith Kish by.
Yeah, God bless y'all.
God bless you. Thanks, Kish. Appreciate you guys. We'll be right back. You the man. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. I remain your very grateful host, and in studio with me still, Q Money Magic Man. What's up, Q?
Oh, enjoying another beautiful day in Lafayette.
That's what I'm talking about. Just me and you now. My boy Kish had this excuse about going work and building things. I don't know. You believe him?
It blows my mind how many things they build across this region.
It's pretty impressive. And I know firsthand. All right, so let's go back to the whole President Trump, Iran, final decision type stuff. So Caroline Leavitt, she comes out, man, she stepped up to the podium. She delivered a pretty clear message. I don't think she minced her words or anything. President Trump prefers diplomacy when it comes to Iran. Can't make it any clearer than what she said. Now, yeah, with strength, I got all that, and we'll talk about it if we have time. But he's also willing to use lethal force if necessary. She made that point very clear as well. And that's the doctrine here. That's the doctrine that we're seeing in this administration. Trump posted on Truth Social that if a deal cannot be reached over Iran's nuclear program, well, it will be a very bad day. Very bad. For them. Now, at the same time, the United States is not sitting idly by. I mean, you see those those military assets that we have stacked up in the region? Look, USS Gerald R. Ford is moving in. The USS Abraham Lincoln's already there. Guided missile destroyers positioned. That's big. Carrier strike groups, they're ready. I mean, that is not subtle. That's not subtle anything. But diplomacy now, we're seeing it backed by force. That's kind of American classic, at least to us in our generations that are alive today. That's what we would recall. Now, the White House also pushed back against anonymous sourcing and speculative war chatter. They did not like that. Caroline Leavitt came out again. She came out swinging and said, the president makes the decision. Not any pundits, not any former officials, not anonymous senior sources. I've had it with those. So is she. Trump himself has said he would rather have a deal. He has made that clear. And that's consistent with his style. Think about it. Maximum pressure, open door. Maximum pressure, open door. It's what we see. And it is what I'm saying. Maximum pressure under the circumstances. And the goal here, because we've had a problem in the past of not identifying the goal when we've taken on these measures. The goal here is nuclear containment. That is the goal. That's the goal. That's the realistic goal, and it's a good goal. Iran insists its program is peaceful. Yeah. The U.S. insists enrichment must not cross weaponization thresholds. We're right. The region is sitting on knife's edge. Israel watches closely. Saudi Arabia watches closely. Energy markets watch closely. I mean, a limited strike, not a small action, Q-Dog.
I mean, especially when you think of the impacts that their attempt to close the Strait of Hormuz would have on the energy markets and global trade.
Woo.
And I think at that point, China would sit back and look at their ally and best friend and say, guys, I think that's a little bit too much. We still need to be in the trade business.
Yeah. That's a good point. See, and that's kind of the whole, not to switch topics too much, but Greenland, when you look at the big picture, I thought he was crazy when he brought it up. That's why I said, I was like, I don't know about this Greenland thing, but okay. But now, when you really think about it, when you really look at And I'm talking think about it. Look at how we treated or how we dealt with Honduras. What was it? Maduro. What's he?
Venezuela.
Venezuela. Look how we dealt with Venezuela and the drug cartels and narco terrorism. Look at how we're handling the boats instead of letting them get on our shore. Look how the effect it's having on Cuba, which then has an effect on China and Russia. And if you go up in with Greenland and you see the supply chains and the military strategic advantages you can have from the region, which we already do have, it makes sense. It's the tariffs, everything. It just all kind of makes sense. And it sounds like a guy that was president of the United States that sat out a term and thought of, man, if I could do this, this is what I would do, boy. And then still stayed in touch with all the world leaders. Like, we're seeing some things. Now, we're talking about the hypothetical. Kish is fire and brimstone over there. There's no limited strike there, but even that. But a limited strike, it does carry. I mean, it'll carry some retaliation risk. We don't know what that looks like, or I could say escalation risk for sure. But the markets again. We said what would happen on the other side, but the markets, but market could have some shock risk there too. Don't know how long that would be. We don't know what the consequences of it would be. But we also know this is not like Trump would do it. He would do it, but he would also prefer not to. I'm trying to get the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, think about it. It's kind of hard to get the Nobel Peace Prize, right? If you're bombing people.
Well, I think it depends. Are you? I think the Nobel Committee would look back and say, "Are you bombing the right people?"
Yes, but they would have to look back, and how far back are they looking?
Whatever's convenient for their
Thank
narrative.
you very much, boy. You are on it today. Always, I agree with that. Whatever's right, Jeez. All right. So one thing we can also say, I think this is common ground here. Allowing, I don't care where you fall on the spectrum, but allowing unchecked nuclear development, I'd say that carries long-term strategic risk.
Absolutely.
And I think that the president of the United States is hearing all what we just rattled off. Well, we could retaliate here. It could escalate here. This is the economic, microeconomic, macroeconomic impact, all these things. But deep down inside, I think all that force is in the region. I think all that force is in the region backing him up for one reason. Because he seems to be maybe one of the only guys in the last couple times who have occupied the seat who understand allowing an unchecked nuclear development in Iran poses a long-term strategic risk that would be irreparable. All right, let's take a tiny little break. When we get back, man, we're going to hop on to another topic. I think we're going to go talk about your buddy. Zoran.
The guy who hired the Al-Qaeda lawyer?
Come on, man. Come on now. We'll be right back, guys. Stick around. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble. Go check us out, man, rumble.com. You can also go to my X page at Josh Guillory USA, and I want to hear from you. I want to see from you. I like the chat over there. Appreciate you guys on Rumble. Go to that Rumble chat. Man, this segment brought to you by my friends over there at Dino's. Dino's 3 locations, one on Bertrand, one on Collie Saloon, and one in Henderson. All 3 locations, great menu, great staff. You already know. You're probably tasting it right now. What's your favorite thing at Dino's?
Marie Laveau.
Wow, Lent. That's good. I think that's a Lenten special.
It is. It is by far my favorite pizza in existence.
I was introduced to the Marie Laveau pizza about 20 years ago. Never been the same.
It's true.
It is something.
Like, how do you get that much lump crab meat
on
a pizza?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. And all the other stuff, too.
I have no idea what else is on it. I just know it is covered in crab meat, and it is amazing.
All right, I know what I'm doing now. I know what I'm eating. All right, let's go to Mayor Zoran Mamdani. His press secretary, restricting comments? No way. No. Government?
Not the people who talk about democratic norms the most.
You're right. Yeah, the party of democracy, the party of transparency. Zoran Mamdani actually promised transparency. I remember that. It wasn't too long ago.
He made promises?
Okay, you know what? I'm going to take that back because I don't know if he made a promise, but his campaign surely put out there. He smiled a lot.
He did. And
I wouldn't even know what he sounded like.
It's interesting. I listened to a speech he gave when he was campaigning with one of the unindicted co-conspirators of the 90s World Trade Center attack. And
oh, yes, that's true.
That was really weird foreshadowing because he hired for city attorney someone who defended Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, people may not have gotten the reference earlier in last segment. He hired the Al-Qaeda attorney. Al-Qaeda, one of the Al-Qaeda attorneys. That is wild. Man, that's gotta and then of New York.
Yeah, I just feel like
New York City, man. Are you kidding me? Your city attorney is a former attorney for Al-Qaeda. Come on. Does any...
And still got, it blows my mind that this happened and that it's not talked about more.
Exactly, because we stumbled.
We did.
We stumbled on this story, and we're like, well, we have to cover it. And I didn't see any of that. All right, so let's talk about it. All right, so his press secretary, Mayor Mamdani, restricted public comments on X. That's a thing. That's a thing, okay? So Joe Calvello uses his X account for official city business. So we're talking like snow days, storm prep, city updates, government communication, course and scope type stuff. And he limits replies to followers and tagged accounts. That might be a problem.
Ooh.
That is what we call viewpoint filtering inside what courts now recognize as the modern public square. Norman Siegel, former head of the NYCLU, not the other, whatever it is, ACLU, called it a serious First Amendment issue. I would agree. And I would agree that it's a public square. I agree with the court. And he's right to raise the concern. We can break it down. Yeah. Think about it. When a government official uses a social media account to conduct official business, that account becomes a public forum. The Supreme Court has been clear about this in recent years. You cannot selectively shut out critics while using the platform to govern. That's the key. That's kind of like the crux of it. Now, Calvello, remember, this is the guy that's the spokesperson for Mr. Mamdani. He says X is a cesspool. Well, why are you swimming in a cesspool, Dodo?
Exactly.
That's your... That's your response? Oh, X is a like that's your response?
But it's only a cesspool for those that don't follow, or you had to follow him or be friends with him,
Right?
So, except for his friends, he views everyone on X as
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
We're
just
like
bad.
cesspoolians.
That sounds like a name of a town that would be in my home parish.
Cespoolia?
Yes.
Cespooliaville? We could go. I mean, I could keep going with it. But, okay, Mr. Calvella says X. His response, yeah, I can still block y'all because X is a cesspool. That is not a legal standard. If the account is personal, fine. Lock it down. Go private. Post dog pictures. I don't care. If the account is used to announce official city policy and government decisions, well, the public gets access. There's jurisprudence out there. It's already played out before. AOC blocked a critic in 2019. You may remember that. She got sued. She apologized. President Trump blocked critics during his first term. Federal courts ruled that violated the First Amendment. This is settled territory. It wasn't necessarily, I would say, probably not even settled till maybe even this year, maybe this year, last year. And we still have some clarification that the court's going to have to do in this new public square. Remember, we only get the guardrails when it goes way up the chain of command to an appellate court or to the Supreme Court. But I would say 2026, maybe 2025, settled territory. Before 2025, maybe not, because you had counter opinions on that. But here's the real issue, because I digress. You can't run on, we are transforming politics, and then restrict public response because the replies are uncomfortable. I mean, New York City is rough and tumble, from what I hear. It's loud, it's blunt, it's aggressive. That is part of governing there, from what I hear. If you want to dish it, you take it. Transparency, though, is not a slogan, it's a practice. You can say it as a slogan, but in reality, it's a practice. You either practice it or you don't. Because if you say it, who cares? I mean, who cares? And I was blessed to serve with some folks overseas. A lot of them from New York City. A lot of people in my platoon. Man, these guys are great folks, but they are really straight. Like, I talk fast, but man, they talk fast. They talk fast. Like I needed a translator. I need one. They need one for me probably. Anyway, but look, good folks right there. But I agree. I mean, just good human beings, just like most communities out there. But I will say this: Mamdani's team. Here's the thing, man. They can fix this fast. Like, think about it. Just open the replies. Moderate. Now, look, you moderate threats. You can block people if it's violating, threats. I think cussing, and there's rules. But those rules didn't even really come till recently, and so that's the part that's going to continue to evolve, But they can fix this. I mean, enforce the platform rules evenly. Government speech carries constitutional obligations. The First Amendment, it doesn't pause because someone feels annoyed in the comment section. Grow a idea. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back, man. We're gonna change topics, Q-Dog, unless we talk about who knows. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Man, also broadcasting live on Rumble. Let me see you over there at rumble.com. Go to any of our streaming devices or your streaming devices and check us out. And a shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. We love you guys over there. Thank you so much. All right, let's switch gears here, shall we? Governor Newsom. Well, he had a little viral SAT moment. So Governor Gavin Newsom went viral for telling Atlanta's mayor, who's African-American, I'm like you, and talking about doing poorly on his SAT and struggling with reading.
If that were a Republican.
Oh, if that were a Republican, what the heck would happen?
CNN would actually cover it.
Again, why are we one of the only ones covering this? It's so true. Well, because it doesn't fit their narrative. But hey, 40 million views, by the way. So it wasn't like it was no one saw it or heard it.
I didn't realize it was that many. That's wild.
I know. So now all right, I'm gonna give you conservatives like response that we saw, and that's the article that we're basing off on. But in full disclosure, I don't know if these folks are being sincere or if they're being sarcastic, but I love it either way. So, yeah, I mean, from all accounts, man, I don't know about you, but conservatives like lit it up and they called it pandering. Some labeled it racist. Yeah, talking about, boy, California GOP chair, Corin Rankin, he blasted him. Boy, he went, you seen that? Said it revealed condensation towards black voters.
I mean, it's hard to see it any other way from my viewpoint.
Just saying. It is so, I'm like you. I'm like you. What? He's going to say, well, Newsom says he was talking about dyslexia. Really?
See, now
really?
I'm offended. I'm dyslexic. Like, no.
Protest.
Exactly.
In Sacramento. Insensitive.
I'm going to have to get some signs.
His team says all of this is manufactured outrage. I don't even know what to say. Like, if I were an African-American voter who has been just totally taken advantage of by the Democrat Party for at least 30 years, I don't know what the heck to think here. At some point, when you have these folks that are so out of touch with regular folks, okay, that they just automatically assume, oh, you're black, so therefore your ACT score sucked. I'm going to tell you this. This little white boy got smoked by the ACT, but it's probably because of what this little white boy did the night before, but that's okay.
But same.
It was so bad I had to take it over just to get an officer candidate school.
When I went to SLCC, I had to take the miniature ACT, and it's on computer, and you have to use Microsoft's built-in calculator. You can't use a TI-83. And I'm not sure how you're supposed to do algebraic graphing without a graphing calculator, but here we are. I had to take remedial math. On day 2, the professor or I'm not sure what you call him at that
teacher.
level. The teacher said, you don't have to come anymore. And I'm like, thank you.
Quentin, you can go to this class.
Yes.
Everybody's beautiful. Man, but let's go back to our friend over there in California, because here's what happened, all right? I'm talking a sitting governor with national ambitions told a black mayor, I'm like you, and then described low test scores and reading struggles. Politics is about context.
I wonder if the mayor was sitting there thinking, man, I scored way higher than that.
I mean, unless part of it was talking about dyslexia before, but still, I don't know about that. It didn't seem like from all the accounts that I saw, and this article didn't say it either.
And as someone who's dyslexic, I can personally testify we can read.
Right. And here's the thing. Even if the word, okay, let's say the words, maybe they were about his own dyslexia. The optics landed very differently for a lot of people. And I understand, I will sympathize with the governor. I've been there where you say some things and you're like, wait a minute, that's not what I meant. You know, how'd you take it that way? How could you possibly be offended by that? You know? But, you know, happens. It happens. And what I learn, and hopefully what he will learn, and other people in positions of elected office, yeah, you know, your words have weight, so you got to watch it sometimes. You got to, but it takes a minute to learn that, I guess. I don't know. Now, Rankin, this is the California GOP chair. Rankin framed it as Democrats speaking down to black voters. That's what he said.
That's what it sounds like to me.
How can it not?
Yeah, I mean, hey, I scored bad on a test, and I can't read. Relate to me.
Because, you know, but Rankin, I mean, that criticism, that specific criticism, because that's a narrow target there, you know, narrow argument. But that specific criticism connects to a broader frustration conservatives have pushed for years, that progressives assume dependency. They assume fragility. We're all fragile, or fragile if you're a certain demographic. They assume intellectual disadvantage. They believe people are born with automatic disadvantages and automatic privilege based on skin color. That's hard to get that much racism out of you. It's hard. But this particular party, it's the party of slavery. What do you expect? It's not going to start bearing good fruit. It's not all of a sudden going to start bearing good fruit. And we got to be careful in the Republican Party on who we accept, but I think we accept everybody. So as voters, we got to look at it tight. See exactly what's going on. You got an R by your name. Okay, well, what does that mean these days? I know. I'm preaching to the choir. Now, Newsom defenders, they say vulnerability should not be weaponized. Huh? They point out he has discussed dyslexia before. But both reactions exist at the same time. That's the thing. Let's go to my boy Sean over there, bring some wisdom. Let's see. Hey, Sean, what's up, my man?
Hey, man, I don't put too much stock behind what's going on with Gavin Newsom. I mean, he's going to get away with it anyway, and I didn't take it all that. He's trying to be relatable, and he's not relatable, so it came off really dumb. But all you got to do is look at his body. Look at his body of work. All you do is you take a forensic auditor, you send him to California, and you're going to see dyslexic, because when he got $24 million for homeless people, you got more homeless people. All he did was subsidize it. So all you got to do is look at his body of work, and you go from there. So he can talk cute and everything, but they're still going to vote for him. So you might actually have a good chance of having a Newsom as president in 2028.
We're trying to have a good afternoon. That's scary. Hey, brother. I appreciate you. What a good point, huh? What a good point. I mean, it's government fertilizer brings in more weeds. Government fertilizer brings in more weeds. So Sean brought up a great example. Got money from the federal government. What do? We're going to fight homelessness with it. Okay, cool. That's okay. That's do it. You increased homelessness. You took the money and increased it. And that's what everything, when government says I can fix your problem, tell me a problem it's fixed. Tell me a problem outside the duty of the Constitution that the federal government has. Tell me a problem they fixed. I can't think of one either, but we have a break. Let's all think about it. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are also broadcasting live on rumble.com. Go check us out at rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show and you can see us. I do appreciate our folks chatting over there on the Rumble chat. Shout out to my folks over there at C-Safe, SEA, just like the ocean, man. C-Safe FRP projects, they are engineered to last. I'm talking in some of the most harshest environments, offshore platforms, a whole bunch of things in between. They're even starting to do a little residential. But what we love about C-Safe, manufactured all right here in America. Actually, right down the road from this studio here in North Louisiana, or excuse me, North Lafayette Parish. All built by American workers. Man, we love those guys at C-Safe. If you are interested in any FRP project products, go look at csafe.com. SEA, just like the ocean, they will take care of you. And that's true. You know what else is true?
What's that?
Silliness.
That makes me instantly think of California.
Well, it's running rampant, and it's running rampant everywhere, it seems, but a lot of places. But here, so we're talking about Governor Newsom. He has a podcast. So this one particular podcast with the Hotlanta mayor, who happens to be African-American lady, and he's saying he can relate to her because, you know, he too has low SAT scores and can't read.
Wait, is that the same podcast that he brought the governor of Minnesota onto his program? And what's his name? Tim Walz. He did something in their bathrooms, something about boys' rooms and tampons. Anyway, he brought him on the show. And Tim Walz said that Republicans are intimidated by him because he can work on his truck. Is that the same podcast?
We're manly Democrats. Gosh, man, this is so fake. But politics is so fake. It doesn't have to be. But anywho, so speaking of politics, I think this is the political reality. Governor, when you are widely viewing an eye in 2028, like you are eyeing 2028, and you're a Democrat, every sentence is filtered through presidential optics and a demographic that you seem to think that they're just automatically with you. They're not as dumb as you think, and other people in leadership in your party. But what you don't get the benefit of is these casual phrasings. You can't get away from it. These just general, it's just so phony. I don't know how else to say it. You know, I mean, you get national scrutiny where you're at there, Governor. The moment sticks because tone matters. People, it's hard to hear through the loudness of the lips flapping because people just want truth and people want to see you do something in office. Stop talking.
Well, I mean, they're working on that billionaire tax. They're working on driving out all the jobs in their state.
Yeah, that's true. They are working on that. And I was going to tell Sean, great call earlier, but, well, you know, he does know how to clean up trash when there are international visitors.
That's true.
Think about it.
They solved the littering problem. They solved the homeless problem.
For a moment. You guys come over here.
We're going to put you in a hotel for a weekend. Look, we're not going to get you a bus back to where you were. You're going to have to arrange your own transit, but
they might have locked them in. Yeah, y'all come over. You're not even getting out. Wow, look at this place, guys. It's nothing like you see on TV.
It's like the first time someone walked down Bourbon Street after they got a cleaning contract. Smelled like lemon pledge.
I'm going to tell you what, I've been a patron of Bourbon Street late or early, however you want to say it. When those cleaning things come in, I'm pretty impressed.
It really is. It definitely clears the streets.
It's interesting. Doesn't stay that way very long. But anyway, hey, man, what a great show today. We certainly appreciate everybody's participation. Thank you for carrying the show. Oh, my goodness. But tomorrow, man, we're going to have we're going to have a nice little guest in. My cousin, Albert Gilry. Yes, I love when he comes visit. We're going to kick it up and have some fun. Hey, guys, I certainly appreciate you, man. Be